G'day guys, my name is Bruce Garrett and I'm the owner of GINGERBEARD Media. Today we're going behind the beard. This is our video series which takes a look at the behind the scenes of our work. In this video we're taking a look at our recent work with Toyota Russia and Fedor Konyukhov. Fedor is a Russian adventurist who, with Toyota's support, managed to break a world record for flying his hot air balloon around the world in a new world record. We actually worked with Toyota Russia on 3 separate occasions to capture this event, and then all of our footage was taken and shipped over to Moscow for them to edit and bring together with some other footage that had been shot as well. Now, the final video for this particular project has now been released by Toyota Russia, and I thought it would be great to take a look at it and see what the final product looked like. But for obvious reasons, this video is actually in Russian, which will make the viewing experience interesting, but I have a solution for that, and it goes something like this. So this is my Russian to English translation hat, and hopefully it will get us through this video so that you guys know what's going on. Okay, let's take a look at it. So this first piece says, "This summer, with the support of Toyota, a world record was set." And I should mention that not everything was shot by me, so what I'll do is post up a little bit of an icon down the bottom that looks like this, and then you'll know what shots are mine or not. And we say the 7th of July 2016, 5 days before the start. So this is Fedor introducing himself. He's saying he's at Northam, he's preparing for a hot air balloon flight around the world, and this is probably the most important thing, is to have good weather on the start because of the height that he's flying. Then we switch to Oscar, who's his son, and he says the project's really tough from any angle, especially from a technical perspective. All equipment which is situated behind him in the shot, for example the basket is made in a single copy. It's all tested on the ground, but we don't actually know how it's going to work in the air, and we don't know how the pilot is going to cope with the challenge because it's 15 to 20 days of altitude of up to 10,000 meters. 9th of July 2016, 3 days before the start. It's important that basically the balloon takes off and lands in the same place, and so they've made a conscious decision to select Toyota Hilux as their vehicle. They say that they've studied the automotive market and can come to the conclusion that particular vehicle really suits their needs. The vehicle itself has proved themselves really well because it works in the freezing cold, and it works really well here in Australia in the sands, and he believes that it will let them complete the project on a high note. 12th of July, that's their start, but it's their launch day. So Oscar's talking about the forecast of the weather, that it's a clear sky, that you can see the moon and the stars, and that means that their decision to actually take this weather window was the right decision. On the start, the basket will be attached to the Toyota Hilux as an anchor, and then what they'll do is, he's saying that they'll chase the vehicle for as long as possible in that Hilux.
Какой-то скорость подъема. Знаменитый российский путешественник сегодня отправился в кругосветку на воздушном шаре. Сейчас он...
So it says Fedor spent 11 days, 8 hours and 11 minutes in the air. He covered 39,950 kilometers, and the lowest temperature was minus 55 degrees. 23rd of July 2016, he returns to Australia, 11 days of flight.
He's meters away, and he's hit the ground. There he goes.
So this is Kim. He is the farmer who stopped the balloon, and what he's talking about here is it's an Australian with Russian dubbing, but basically he's talking about the balloon trying to pick off and come back down. It was very hard to do with like stop the balloon by his hands, and so he parked his Hilux on top of basically the balloon landing rope, and that's what actually managed to stop the balloon.
Incredible. It's unbelievable.
Есть мировой рекорд. Кругосветное путешествие нашего выдающегося.
So from my knowledge, all of these shots are actually shot in Moscow, and this is the actual reception that Fedor and his whole family received when they returned back to Russia. So there you go, guys, that's how the footage that was shot here by myself has been integrated into an international project, and I think it's really fantastic to see these end products as to what these sort of things look like. I'd like to thank both Toyota Russia and Toyota WA for putting their belief and support behind myself and Gingerbeard Media, and as ever, if you're interested in talking about how video could help your small business, please feel free to get in touch. Gingerbeard Media, get on beard.